Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Please continue to pray for me by gesturing at your screen and disliking this video. Let's do it again. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. I have been losing my sense of patience over the last couple of weeks. So I really despise the scheduling of my work. I teach at two different community colleges, and we have a binge and purge kind of attitude. During the semester, everything's just flying off the rails. You can't keep up with the grading, you can't keep up with paperwork, as if the students weren't enough. There's a lot of logistical paperwork to take care of. And then the breaks would come and everything would just come to a screeching halt. And so I don't know why it has to be that way. I wish we could spread out our work a little bit more, right? Um, we have Labor Day coming up. It's nice to have a 3-day weekend. The only issue I have with Labor Day is that I want to take 3-day weekends whenever I want to take them. I wish we got rid of the federal holidays and replaced them with personal days, right? Now, if we did that, I would probably take off every time we had an eclipse, a solar or a lunar eclipse. I'd probably take off for various anniversaries of mine. And then there are a few notable birthdays that I like to take off for. So October 24 is Evelina Falenta's birthday. She turns 45 years old. Now, why would I prefer to take those days off instead of Labor Day? Well, at least when I take those days off, not too many people are taking off during those days, right? Even the eclipses, not too many people, unfortunately, not too many people go out to see them. It's a mixed bag. It's nice that I don't have to deal with a lot of traffic when I go see them, but it's really nice. I get to go out to my favorite restaurant. I get to go shopping, whatever the situation is. You can't really do that when it's a federal holiday. And so if I had it my way, I would 86 all of the federal, including Christmas, by the way, including Thanksgiving, New Year's Day. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand what Thanksgiving stands for. I understand what Christmas stands for. Even Labor Day. I recognize that the labor unions have worked very hard for what we have today. I recognize that. But I would recognize it a lot more if we got to choose our own days to take off, right? And I would still appreciate what some Christmas means. I would still appreciate giving thanks. It's not like I want to get rid of the concept of what it means to take those days off. I just think that it's a huge waste of time. I noticed this when I was in sixth grade, by the way. When I was in sixth grade, I would get all excited about a federal holiday coming up, right? I'd get a break, a Labor Day. And then the day would come, and I would quickly realize that my excitement was overblown because I couldn't go out to my favorite restaurant, right? Or if my family and I decided to travel, or the plane tickets would be more expensive. If we went to a theme park, it would be overcrowded. And I quickly noticed that because everybody got to take that day off, it completely neutralized the benefits of taking the day off, right? So, but I'd much rather have a long weekend than a summer break or a fall break. I think that's just a waste of time, in my opinion. I'm grinding to the point that I'm exhausted. Part of the reason I lost my voice today, I this morning I had a lot of things to do. I thought I could print off some things. The owner of this place has a printer. I thought I could print some things before heading off to work. The printer wasn't working, and then I was already running late, and I got in the car and ran into traffic, and I just started screaming my lungs out just to de-stress. But I felt so good after I screamed. I was in my car alone. Nobody heard me scream, and I felt so good after I let it out. And I had a rather peaceful drive after that, except that I lost my voice. I went to class, and it was kind of embarrassing. Nobody knows why I lost my voice. So, uh, but I've been losing my patience a lot. I would have so much loved it if we evened out the work a little bit more. During the summer, a lot of times I was bored out of my mind. I caused a lot of trouble because of how bored I was. Right? I don't know why we don't even out the work a little bit more. I'd love to suggest it. I wouldn't know where to begin though. Right? I mean, I could write to the CEO of Maricopa Colleges. I don't know how far that would go. I'd love to suggest it. I might write it anonymously though, just so he doesn't think I'm unhinged or anything. Um, but I suppose if you guys agree with my views on work, feel free to leave a comment. Maybe it could be a petition drive, I guess. I'd love to ask you guys to pray for me. I would love for God to invest in me. And I'm not talking about monetary investment. I'm talking about an investment in my meeting the right person in my life. Here's why. You guys have seen my art, right? So here's my latest favorite. I'd love for there to be an interplanetary currency. Eventually, humans will be a multiplanetary species. So this is a moon coin. So one lunar dollar is roughly about 3/4 of a pound of bismuth right here. We'll just call that a lunar dollar from now on. So right now a lunar dollar is roughly $5 at the going rate. Well, there's a huge premium when you buy physical bismuth as well, right? But we'll fix the lunar dollar at 3/4 of a pound of bismuth. If we ever have a lunar dollar, let's make that the conversion rate. And but I've been doing a lot of art. I would do a lot more if I had somebody to team up with, right? A lot of times my art gets punctuated by the fact that I don't have somebody to share the keeping the lights on kind of stuff in my life, right? And it really pigeonholes my artwork. Now I'm asking for God to invest in me, and the two of us can make the best art in the world, right? So it's kind of like a GoFundMe, but I'm not asking for financial support. I'm asking for networking support, right? Yeah. So God could help me. I guess one of you guys could, if you know the right match, you guys could help me. It's like a GoFundMe for networking. Let's put it that way, right? So feel free to quote unquote leave a donation if you know the right person, if you think you are the right person, right? Feel free to contact me. I guess that could be like a donation. Feel free to spread the video as well, right? Because the right donor might be out there, right? And feel free to leave a dislike, right? Because if the video gets 1 million dislikes, if it becomes the most disliked video in YouTube, people will want to watch it and see what's going on, right? So you can leave your donation by leaving a dislike on this video. Let's make this the most disliked video in the world, right? So continue to pray for me. I am just stretched beyond my imagination. I got so many places to run, and I'm hardly eating right. And the only saving grace is that I have my caffeine intake under control, so I'm sleeping a whole lot better at least, right? That is one investment that God has made in me, getting me a good night's sleep at least. I find that a good night's sleep is the foundation for everything. Everything falls apart when the sleep falls apart because you're not sleeping right, you're not eating right. You can eat wrong and still sleep okay, but the other way around doesn't go very well. If you're not sleeping right, you're just going to be munching mindlessly, and you're not eating right, you're not working right, your emotions are out of control. And lately, I've been putting a lot of effort into my sleep, even if I have to fall behind on work, even if I have to eat wrong. I now put sleep at a very high priority. That's why I'm controlling my caffeine. As much as I love my caffeine, I find that I love my sleep a whole lot better. So that is one thing that I do have going for me. Unfortunately, sleep does take up a lot of time, right? It's become very expensive, right? All right. Please pray for me by leaving a dislike on this video. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.